Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show at snowboarding that you tune into to find out if you don't have self-preservation. That's right, I've seen some of you people out there, and if it wasn't for those of us that are cognizant of our surroundings, you'd be dead. We're the ones keeping you alive. That's why this Top 5 exists. So if you want to find out why you are the problem and you know who you are, let's keep going. Number 5, you have no ability and no fear. When those two get together, self-preservation goes out the window. You're gonna be sitting there just going, I can do this, I can do this. You're gonna send it and you're gonna eat shit and die. And well, while I have no problem with you eating shit and dying, it's the fact that you may take out other people that I don't really like. Getting hit from behind is not fun. If you do not have the ability, and you suck, and let's be real with each other here, some of you people that think you're a prodigy after 5 days of riding, you're like, I'm carving. No, you're shitting turns. You're literally skidding a shitty turn. You're shitting all over the mountain. You don't need to be doing this. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. I get that some of you never got hurt as children, and therefore you have no fear and understanding that you can get hurt, so you go out and you just send it too much. But maybe, tone it down a little bit. This is something new to you. I get maybe you grew up skateboarding or whatever, and you're like, I'm very athletic. But 9 times out of 10, the reason that you're not dying is because everyone around you is preserving you. Number 4, you ride the park chair for your first time up and think it looks easy. Now, the onus of this really should be on the resort, because why they ever put the terrain park right next to the beginners section at most of these places, I have no clue. But you're funneling beginners with people that know what they're doing, and of course, they're gonna get a little cocky and be like, well, they're making it look easy and I can do this. I'm always reminded of the story my coworker Dave was telling me. He was a ski patroller at Keystone, and he gets a call for a double shattered ankle. And I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, double shattered ankle. And I go, where was it? And he goes, big line number 3. And I was like, what? Was it like a pro or something? Came up short. And he goes, oh no, you're gonna love this. Guy went into the rental shop, rented a snowboard, bought his lift ticket, hopped on the chair up at Keystone, and as he's going up, he looks over and he sees someone hitting the jump line, and they clear all 3 of them. And he's like, I can do that. So he fumbles over, skating with his foot in front of the board, doing that weird shuffle, and goes up to the drop-in, straps in, and points it straight. Hits jump 1, knuckle. Points it into 2, knuckle. Jump 3, knuckle. Now, mind you, the first one in that jump line, I think, was 40-ish feet. Second one was about 55, and the third one was 65 plus. Goes back down to the chairlift, goes up and goes, I just need more speed. I can do this. Now, once again, first time ever snowboarding. Points it into jump 1, knuckle. Jump 2, knuckle. Jump 3, knuckle, and explodes. Shattered both of his ankles. So Dave shows up, and he's going through assessing the situation, and they take him down, and there's the questions that follow when you're sitting in the ski patrol. And he asked the guy, he goes, so are you like an expert rider? You're hitting those jumps? And he goes, no, it's my first time. I was going up the chairlift, and those guys made it look easy, so I thought I could do it. And Dave's like, those guys have years of experience, hundreds of days doing this. You're literally from Omaha, Nebraska. You've never been to the mountains before. And he's like, yeah, well, I thought I could do it. It looked really easy. And, the whole time, Dave's like, your ankles are shattered. Like, destroyed. They did an x-ray, and I guess they were just completely obliterated. This dude's got pins and plates holding his feet together now. Never gonna walk right again. But, damn it, it looked easy, so he thought he could do it. Once again, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Number 3. You're the best rider in your small friends group. Now, you might be the best of the worst, but I'd rather be the worst of the best in this situation. So because you are the best of a group of people that suck, you have to go lead by example. This usually happens with false bravado. You see this all the time. So you're the one that's gonna send it. You're the one that guinea pigs everything. And you don't have the ability for some of this stuff. And once again, this kind of ties back to number 4. You just think you see other people doing it, that it's easy, so you can go do it. And well, you're the best of everyone that you know, even though your like scope of understanding how much you suck is so small. And then you end up just getting broke off because you're the one that's trying to push it to amp up all your friends. Now, there's nothing wrong with pushing it. Don't get me wrong. You should get hyped off your friends. But sometimes you just got to sit there and go, hey, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Like, I know I suck at snowboarding. I'm fine with it. I also have friends that have gone to the X Games and the Olympics. So am I the best of the worst or the worst of the best? I don't really know in this situation. Maybe I'm somewhere in the middle ground. But some of you guys, it's like, you really need to be like, hey, I'm not as good as I think I am. Like, I'm a solid intermediate and I'm cool with that. Number 2, entitlement. It's a hell of a drug. I see a lot of people that are entitled. I bought this lift ticket. I bought this snowboard. This is my mountain. I'm gonna go do this. It doesn't matter that my ability level is far below it. I believe that I deserve this and I should do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with pushing yourself. You should scare yourself at least once a day on a snowboard. It's how you get better. But it's understanding that maybe when you're at the top of the big park and they're going, hey man, I don't know if you should be hitting that like that, or you should do this, or you need this much speed. Don't sit there and think that you know everything when you don't. I see this one all the time. And it's like one of my favorite things is the people that try to argue with me online and they're like, I'm a better rider than you. You don't show your riding in your reviews and this and that. And then you go watch their YouTube clip and it's like a 45-minute raw cut GoPro footage, shitted turn hellscape. And you're looking at it and you're like, dude, you're not as good. Or my favorite is, I've been snowboarding for 20 years. Yeah, but you go 3 days a year. That's 60 days you have on snow. I get that by Christmas some years. Like, you're not that good in that entitlement of, well, I've been doing it so long. But yeah, you don't do it consecutively and you feel that you're owed something. Like, I always get into it with parents in the park when I'm like, hey, your kid shouldn't be sitting on the landing of this jump or hiding under this blind feature. That, like, do you not understand self-preservation? I paid to be here. I don't care that you paid to be here. What I care is that you're in the landing and mid-air, I'm not going to be able to stop, which literally had a woman last year tell me to move while I was mid-air on a jump because her kid decided to come in through the side. And I was like, nope, I'm going to fucking land on him. I'm going to kill him and I don't care. Deal with it, Karen. I don't care. Like, you are not special. We're all out here to have fun. This is the reason people like you get sprayed. Your level of entitlement. You know, when you're sitting around getting ready to drop a chute and someone rolls up and is like, never done this before. Okay. Can you make it down? Well, I can just side slip. You probably shouldn't fucking be there. You shouldn't. But hey, you know, there you go. I always think back to before Copper widened Lower Enchanted. It was like this goat path, like this big. So you used to have to time it to make sure you didn't run anyone over, because you'd come in, 90-degree turn, traverse over, 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn, traverse, and then you'd be out. And at some points, it's literally a board width. This group of like 5 decided to stop. So to your left, rock field. To your right, rock field. And you're on this hill and you're in there. And I'm like, you can't stop. Well, we paid money. I don't care. Well, we thought we could do it. I don't care. Just because you think you can do it doesn't mean you can do it. Or my favorite is go around. So I have to destroy my equipment because of your stupidity. I had a dude get so pissed at me, I just pushed him through the whole thing. I didn't stop. He's trying to pizza his skis. I just kept pushing until it got wider and do it. And one time I came around the corner and these people were just sitting around thumbjacking their queef holds in the way. Literally picked this chick up and just threw her into a snowbank. And I was like, you don't stop in that way. And boyfriend's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. And I was like, you're not gonna do shit, motherfucker. Pushed him into the rock field. Don't care. Fuck you people. Your level of entitlement, like, you can see that there's literally a path this wide and you're gonna turn sideways and stop and block everyone behind you on a blind turn. You're the asshole. You're the entitled asshole. Don't be entitled. Honorable mentions. All great options, but just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. You like to hang out in the knuckles of jumps or in the blind section of a roller or at the base of a side hit. You know what all these features are, but you still decide to hang out there. You have no sense of self-preservation. You literally will watch someone hit a jump or a side hit and go, maybe I should just stop right where no one can see me. Like, you are completely blind to the dangers around you. Like, you have no concept of that. You cry when the trees get tight. I get riding trees is tough for some people. It's a skill set, you know, you're weaving in and out, and the faster you can do it without hitting a tree, the better you can get at it. But it is a challenge because you can hit trees. But if you're crying when it starts to get remotely tight and you're freaking out and screaming, maybe you don't understand self-preservation. Like, you can see that it's getting darker as you're going into the forest. That would mean it's getting tighter. You know, it's not evenly spaced. There's not a lot of sun. That's a you issue. That's a skill issue. You're a bunny hill bomber. Take you off of that and you can't go fast, but only on the bunny hill with a lot of people around. Dude, you don't have the skill set if you can only bomb the bunny hill. You need to go ride a race course as fast as possible when it's kind of crowded. And understand that your edge control is ass. Like I said, all great options, but just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. And the number one reason you lack self-preservation on the mountain is you follow idiots. I'm talking those stupid ass influencers that have made a career, if you can call it that, out of getting sponsored by Insta360 and bombing down the bunny hill as fast as possible, showing people how close they can get to people. Looking at you, whatever K bullshit from Stanistan or whatever over there, almost in the Middle East. Like, dude, you fucking suck. You are a bunny hill bomber. And I see other people, and the best is all the video clips of people I've seen that getting wrecked and they're like, oh, it was going great till I did it. And I was like, dude, you shouldn't have been pointing it through that terrain. You didn't have the skills for it. And following these people that build up your false bravado, or these influencers that suck at snowboarding, but for some reason they built an audience, which I'm not taking away. I know how hard that is, but they built this audience and they're like, you can do this too. Maybe you need to tell some people that they don't need to be doing it. Like, you suck. They should just understand, hey, I suck, and these are the steps. But no, it's like you want to go from 0 to 60 instead of going 0, 20, 40, 60. You get my point? It's an A, B, C, D destination, not an A to D. And these people give you this false idea of, well, I can do it, they do it, you know? Look at little Jimmy Fuckhouse getting banned for being a bunny hill bomber at Keystone and crying about it to all the media. Oh, they took my pass away for 2 weeks. Well, dude, you're acting like a jackass on a beginner slip, bombing around, doing side hits, getting in the way of people. You were part of the problem. Guess what? That's a you issue. Literally. Like, some of you people follow stupid people, and stupid people are going to get you hurt. It's just good life advice there. Maybe ask yourself, is this person kind of a dumbass? Maybe I shouldn't listen to him. Like, when I go out and ride with a group and there's varying levels of ability and stuff, if they want to go ride something, I'll be like, hey, if we go this way, it's going to be easier. This way is a little harder. And if you follow me this way, I'm probably going to try to kill you. And I explain to people what different things they need to look at and whatnot. These people aren't doing that. They're just like, this is how you get to here. And then you see them butt scooching into Corbett's. Like, no, you don't need that. Maybe ask yourself, why am I really following these people? They're not really providing any value and they're out to kill me. Don't follow these people. All right, so hopefully you learned why you have no sense of self-preservation. Now you need to fix it. You know who you are. Fix it and then go watch another video.